I almost didn't make this video. I mean, how in this productivity crazed society do you justify deciding to not do anything? I'm Jen Tatro, and this is from Jen. Even now, sitting at the end of a month off and feeling a little bit more energized and more determined and more focused than I did a month ago, I still want to offer explanations and excuses more than I want to just tell you what happened. Because if you take a month off, you're supposed to do something big with it. You're supposed to travel somewhere spectacular or dive into that project you've been dreaming about but never had the time to tackle. You're supposed to deep clean your house. At the very least, you're supposed to read a bunch of novels and cook some absolutely divine pasta. I didn't do any of those things. But doesn't that make you want to like this video and subscribe to this channel? I mean, I promise I'll tell you more as the video progresses, but hit the like button now, and that tells me that you enjoy this sort of content and you want to see more of it. I'm gonna wait for you to do it. Done? Okay. In Hugh G. Burns' 2016 book, The Here and Now Habit, he organized unhelpful habits into 4 groups. He called them habits of wanting, habits of resistance, habits of distraction, and habits of stress, worry, and doing. I can tell you without a doubt that I have habits that fall into all of these categories, and I wouldn't be surprised if all of us did. But that last one, that last type of unhelpful habit, habits of doing, was the hardest to wrap my head around. Doing is good. Productivity is good. Creating is good. That's what I've learned my whole life. And sure, they are. Until they're not. Until you realize that you are using all the doing as a way to justify your anxiety and depression. That you have to keep doing to prove that you're worthy and that you're valuable and that you deserve to take up space in the world, to be housed and fed and clothed and cared for, and to exist. I wondered what it would feel like to not fill my days with doing, but with being. With loving and caring, enjoying and experiencing. In practical terms, what I decided it looked like was a reset. For 1 month, I cleared my content schedule. I didn't release any videos or blog posts. I didn't make any to-do lists beyond vague sorts of intentions like I'd like to read more nonfiction or I'd like to go for some walks. And that was actually the hardest part. I ironically needed my accountability partner to remind me that I wasn't supposed to be checking things off a list. I made some social media over the course of the month about what I was thinking and experiencing, but I didn't do them on any sort of schedule or with any real purpose other than just sharing the moment that I was in and the thoughts that I was thinking. I also forced myself out of my comfort zone for a few artist dates. And that wasn't to create busyness or to fill my days with activity, but to offer myself the gift of an experience that I did not have to earn or justify. In the end, a month of doing nothing turned out to be more of a perception shift than an actual shift. And I think there's a reason that Byrne combined the habit of doing with the habits of worry and stress, because they're all fillers that we slot in in place of contentment and ease and satisfaction. Because at some point in our past, consciously or subconsciously, we learned that those things had to be earned by doing. And also, we could never do enough to actually earn them. But they don't have to be earned. And this month was the first baby step towards convincing my brain of the truth of that. If this piques your interest or resonates with you and you'd like to explore more about the connections between mindfulness and creativity and mental health, first of all, subscribe to this channel. And then secondly, come over to my website at fromjen.com, where I write about this all the time. You can access all of my social media from there. And you can also subscribe to my newsletter, which just keeps you up to date on everything that I put out everywhere so you don't miss anything. Until next time, I am wishing you love and joy and all of those good things, and maybe even some time spent not doing.